Hello guys, welcome to another Plan With Me video for February, and today I'm going to walk you through how I set up my monthly overview for February on my Everyday Explorers Code journal. As usual, all products will be linked in the description down below. I am using some of my favorite tools for this particular Plan With Me video, and I decided to do a bit of rounds and see which ones I haven't been using for quite some time. So you'll see most of these linked in the description below. And yeah, of course, I'm getting into my vintage themed spreads as per usual. I've been thinking if I should do a pastel themed one because it's, February, it's like Valentine's, but I'm not really pretty much not into a pastel kind of mood, so I decided to incorporate a lot of my different elements that I already have. Here's a current look at what my planner looks like. Make sure to check out my Plan With Me video for January to know more about how I set them up. But for this video, we're going to do 2 full spreads, which is quite a lot, but I wanted to show you guys how I plan for the month ahead. Please know that I already have planned out a lot of things before writing them here. It's not like I don't know yet what to write, and I think a lot of pre-planning was involved because I usually write these down on my Notion or on my notes or my main work planner, which is my Hobonichi cousin. So here on the left page, this spread is mostly like a welcome to the new month. So I thought I'd write down some wins from January. As you know, this is my project planner, so it focuses more on social media. So I just wanted to, jot down things that performed well, what I released, what are things that I recently discovered. I think there's always something new to discover with this content creation thing going on. And yeah, I am also working on trying out these Mew prints. I love these rub-on transfers. They're so easy to rub on. So yeah, apart from the rub-ons, I really enjoy using stamps these days because recently I learned how to clean my stamps. I know I'm so late to the game, but apparently you just use lukewarm water to do that. I'm still looking for some ink colors, and if you have recommendations, please let me know. But for now, I'm always pretty much happy with my, neutral colored inks, trying to make them look as organic as possible. So this spread is more of a mix of vintage colors with hints of yellow as usual because I love yellow. So my monthly intention really is to be more open-minded because I feel like the start of the year sort of brought me into this, oh, you gotta focus, do your thing. And now I'm working on expanding the shop and planning all the releases. So I kind of want to open my mind. I've been reading a lot. I've been consuming a lot of things that I normally would not consume. And I think that's a great way to sort of venture out into things without having to, literally travel because I cannot do that. And my don't forget part are things that I always tend to forget. I feel like every month I do the same things, but I forget how routinal they should be. So hopefully I get to develop that habit of okay, by 3rd week I should be doing this, by 4th week I should be wrapping up, moving towards the next month, welcoming the new month. And then here on the right, unlike January because it's my birthday month and I had a lot of things going on, I had webinars, stuff like that, Patreon. This month it's mostly about focusing on the things that I really need to get done, hunker down, do the work kind of thing. So I'm going to do a lot of shop planning, which I wrote down here. And for the next 2 blocks, they're going to be different priorities like collabs. I'm working on a deck actually, which will be available soon. Also, I've been working on some freelance projects and sort of helping friends out. And of course, important dates are the submission days. And I think these are pretty much big picture things because when we move on to the monthly overview, I think that's where every single thing has to be written down for me to actually remember them. So we're moving on to the monthly overview. I got these teasers at Shopee and they kind of remind me of either a dentist appointment or something I'd use to pluck my eyebrow hair. Anyway, it was kind of tricky to get used to it, but I think it's pretty much useful if we're going to use a lot of tiny stickers. So I'm using this sticker sheet, which I got from Crafts Delight a couple of months back. I stocked up on a lot of her numbers and dates and months because I personally like the craft and this typewriter font. It's just very vintage and it really matches my my style when it came to journaling. The struggle is real, guys. So I first put these out just so I already know where and how the whole spread looks like, because a change of color really adds a pop in the spread. And instead of writing, sometimes I get really OC with how I write, so it's better to have it here. And now I'm gonna start sticking up a couple of things, and I particularly saved a lot of my stationery for this spread. And I like that I pre-plan a lot of these things because I sort of have an idea what the spread will look like without overthinking too much about it. So this stamp set was actually something I got from Japan, from Papierplatz 2 years ago, and I'm glad I'm finally getting the hang of it and using it more often, because it's a really, really nice stamp set. If you look closer, the details are just really amazing, and it's very vintagey, which I love. I think I keep saying vintagey, but anyway, yeah, I really like this, and I hope to use it more in future spreads. My goal this year is actually to use more clear stamps, because I feel like that's something I've been lacking, like, in that department. I'm not a good stamper, so I kind of have to hone that skill and clean all of my stamps. As you can see, this stamp set is really not clean because I've been using a lot of these for my journaling and planning, because the labels and the arrows, I really love how they just accentuate certain parts of my day, and for me it's just easier to look at things that way. The more attention seeking it is, the easier it is for me to just, oh, I have to do this thing and I have to do that thing, and yeah, basically that's it. But personally, I really love these Mew print ones. This set I got from Cute Things from Japan because they had a birthday discount code, and of course I went in and bought some stuff. And I really like how these paint splatters are like in a mild pink, not in a bright pink, so I really enjoyed. Like, I used to hate red and pink combinations, but growing up I was like, wait, it's actually pretty good. And ever since I saw it on Glossier's branding, I was like, wait, it's actually pretty good. So I've started to have that appreciation for red and pink, which is what I'm sort of going for here, with hints of blue. I think red and blue are really, like, hello, airmail is red and blue, but red with like muted pink and blue even works better. And yeah, I've been really happy experimenting with colors, and I already actually assigned some colors for my journals, for my creativity challenges. So it's nice to actually play around, to experiment on different color schemes every month, just so I get to use a lot of my stationery and rotate them for the time being. So as usual, I'm stamping everything first before I write down stuff in places where I know that there's not a lot of things that I have to write, just so I don't overlap, if that makes sense. So for example, usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are my posting dates on Patreon and on my Instagram and on my community page. So you'll see that those don't really have a lot of stamps or stickers on them. And Saturdays are for my videos here on YouTube. So I started first with the Patreon, which is in red, and then now we're moving to my videos. So you have it in blue, and I think it's just relatively easier to sort of locate things that way. And I went in and really told myself, like, I cannot over decorate this spread, because if I have to write a couple of more things, for example, now we recently hired a couple of new artists and writers for our team, so that way I have to be able to plot somewhere if I have meetings, which is usually on the weekends or like weeknights. And I just wanted to make sure that things are not super finalized, because I want to be able to work around with this. And as I mentioned, these are all already in my Notion. So if you want to know how I set up my Notion, it's exclusively available to patrons. I will link it down below as well. Now, last but not least, of course, I have to label it, and I'm using my Hobonichi brush pen, which is very dirty. I don't know why, but anyway, still does the job. And let me know if you're interested, by the way, for me to talk about my analog and digital format, because I'm considering doing a video on how I connect those two. So yeah, as you can see, I am almost done, but I wanted to add in a couple more stickers. I found that it was just too plain, and a little sticker goes a long way. As usual, I will link some of my favorite creators in the description down below. And last but not least, I'm adding these little dot stickers, which I got a couple of months ago from the 99 Shopee sale. And this is me trying to be all fancy with my tweezers, which I feel like I am not using to their advantage. So you'll be seeing more of me in this tweezer attempts in the next few Plan With Me videos. So yeah, basically this is it. Here is a quick flip through. I mean, just 2 spreads anyway. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys at the next Plan With Me video. Bye!